I live for impact and I'll leave an impact.
Hello, Daniel.
Hello,
You're welcome.
thank you.
Okay, would you want to just introduce yourself formally, just again?
Yeah, my name is James Daniel Michael
Okay, where are you from?
from Plateau State,
So what tribe in Plateau?
Ngas, Pangshin.
Actually, can you speak your tribe very well?
No,
Why can't you speak your tribe?
well, I didn't grow up in my local government.
So where did you grow up?
I grew up in Berkeley.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where did you spend most of your childhood?
Most of my childhood was in the Berkeley.
Okay.
Yeah.
When did you leave Just? When did you leave
Precisely the place where I lived all my life, because I was born there, and I was born in 1995 in St. Joseph, St. Gabriel Catholic Church. We call that place Angwankwano. That's where I was born, and I was born on Sunday after church service by 11 a.m. in the morning. So basically, I grew up with my grandmom, my father's mother, basically, and life was there was hope during that time, because basically we were very comfortable. We have little, because my father's elder brother, the first son, was a reverend father. At that time, basically we don't lack anything. Then all of a sudden, when I entered secondary school, my third year, that's GS3, we lost him, sadly. So everything, my dreams, everything was shattered, because my father was not strong, and we were very poor, definitely, and life wasn't easy for us. After his pay, he passed away. So growing up in that environment, the environment was very poor. Schooling during that time, after my primary school, the secondary school, my parents were not being able to pay my school fees in secondary school.
Okay. Was it your father's brother that was paying the fees?
Yeah.
Okay.
He was taking care of everything. My father was alive and he was very strong, healthy, but he don't have the capacity and the ability to take that responsibility. It's a very tragic experience for me. I mean, growing up in an environment like that and having the mentality that this is a responsibility for you to take. You have to leave that mentality aside and start thinking big, because life doesn't have to stop there.
Okay, when you say responsibility to take, are you like the first child?
I'm the first child of 6. 3 boys, 3 girls. So being the first child and my parents are not doing anything, I mean, I have to go out there. After my secondary school, I finished my secondary school in 2012, because at the last year in SS3, I'm supposed to write my WAEC, but due to the lack of financially, I was not being able to write the exams that year. I have to wait for the next year because I'm the one who's going to provide the money. I have to wait for next year to write the exams. So next coming year, I wrote the exams. I wrote my JAM. I got admission. But there's nothing I can do. I have to leave the school first.
Wait, you said you sponsored yourself to ride bike and JAM.
Exactly.
And you got admission. And you had to forfeit the admission.
Yeah.
What were you doing to earn money? What were you doing to get money?
Basically, in our place that time, for you to get money, you have to work, farm work. That's what I usually do. Until my friend invited me to come to Abuja. Because that's the only option. I mean, doing farming work, I can't continue doing that because it's taking a lot of me, a lot of my energy. And as a young person, as I am like this, doing that kind of job is going to take everything from me. That's the reason why I have to go out at least. Maybe I'll get something better doing.
Okay, so how has this experience made you see your parents? How has it,
Basically, I love them so much because it is not their fault and I can't blame them for what is happening. Though sometimes they do try their best. It's just that they are weak and there's nothing they can do. So I have to try my best to help in any way I can. That's the only option.
Okay. Well, you said your friend introduced you to what again? Or he brought you to Abuja?
Yeah, he brought me to Abuja, yeah.
Okay. So how has life been since then? Has it improved?
There's improvement, but along the way, I was hooked because I was involved with a lady and I got her pregnant. She gave birth not quite long. The baby is not even up to a month right now. So basically, every dreams and every work I've put in right now is basically going to that baby. And I have to try my best, even though my parents, they try their best, but it's not enough. So I basically want to try my best for this little baby. I wouldn't say my parents are bad or they don't practically try their best, but I don't want to be like them in any way to any of my child. They are good people and I love them.
Okay, so tell me about what you wanted to be. What was your ambition actually?
Basically, let me go back to when my uncle Clement, my father's firstborn, his dreams is for me to be a reverend father, basically. And my parents and my grandmother, they really want me to be that reverend father, but I refuse.
Why?
God didn't call me. This is God calling. I mean, they basically want me to be a reverend father, but I don't want to. So God didn't call me. And I waited for that call, but God didn't call me. That's why I refused.
Okay, so you knew that you weren't called. How was the pressure like?
It was too much. It has gone to an extent whereby, basically parents, when they want you to do something, or they want you to do their wish, they will basically force you, even though they know that you don't want it, but they will basically push you to do it, to do their wish, to please them. I do try, and I really want to please them, but I don't think that's the perfect way for me to please them, because this we are talking about spiritual.
So tell me, so what was your wish? What was the thing you wanted to do with your life?
Yeah, my dreams is to go to school. I really want to go to school because education is the key, even though our country is basically not favoring any graduate or something. But education is the key to every success in this life. So I really want that education. And
What do you want to study?
psychology.
Why psychology?
Psychology, I love being around people and reading people. I really, I'm an observer, basically. I just love doing things differently on my own.
Do you feel like your dream has been taken from you, or you cannot achieve your dream anymore?
Once there's life, there's hope. Even though the strength and the power I have in me are, are low right now, not like before. Because having that baby makes me realize that I'm human and I have to keep moving, even though I have lost every hope. But being alive, I don't know tomorrow will bring, what will bring. Since I'm alive and healthy.
Okay. Tell me about the journey to having this baby. Tell me about the story behind this.
It wasn't easy because I don't want to get married now. I'm very afraid of getting married because experiencing all those things, it makes me not to take responsibility of wife and kids.
Tell me, what experience is it how you see people in marriage?
Definitely, most especially my parents. My parents, my father, he's a drunker. My father is a drunkard, and that's the most reason why we were not being able to get the kind of life we wanted. My father drinks alcohol a lot. That makes me fear to have a woman or being responsible as a husband to a woman. Not like I don't want to be married or something, but I think I'm not ready for that now, knowing fully me, myself, I am not financially responsible for myself, and taking care of myself sometimes, it hooked me on neck. Yeah.
So is there someone you see as an example to emulate as a father? Have you ever crossed that kind of personality before?
Yeah, sure. Many people, I mean, being responsible to a wife or kids is not, it has nothing to do with, even though sometimes it has, but not most. You don't have to be rich to have family or to take care of wife, kids, and the rest. But I think taking care of them it has to be first. It has to come first. And I think without that financial guarantee, I think something is going to be wrong.
Okay,
I think so.
Aside the lifestyle that you see that your father has, is there any other factor that you think makes you afraid of marriage?
Yeah, I mean, my father has never laid his hand on my mother. Never once. I have never saw that, and I have never heard it. But drinking alcohol is an influence that can ruin both your life and your family life. Once you get addicted, that's the bad side of it. That's the bad side of it. Even though every day my father promised us education, good life, but he was weak because of alcohol.
Do you think you've been influenced by that habit?
No, I won't lie. I take alcohol. I take alcohol, but not because I take alcohol basically not when I'm in trouble or I have a problem. I want to forget something. You can't take alcohol to forget a problem, or definitely after you are sober, everything will come back again. So I don't think taking alcohol is any way solution for any problem in his life. In any way, my father doesn't influence me at all.
Do you think you are going to be a perfect father to your baby or to your children?
Hopefully, 100%. I will travel 1,000 miles to give anything that I can within my power to that baby. I mean, seeing her right now, it makes me happy. I mean, when the lady was pregnant, I was so afraid. I was so afraid. But now seeing the baby, I mean, those feelings are gone. Are gone all of a sudden. Because I'm very happy being a father at first. And I will try my possible best to give her the life that I could, in any way I can.
Okay, if you're going to wish for anything right now to make your life better, what would that be?
Taking straight, focus. I mean, I'm a serious person in life. When I take something, I take it seriously. I don't joke with anything. Despite the fact that it will bring money, I don't joke with it. And secondly, I'm not a soft person. I'm not a soft person. I'm very hard, very strong. Life wasn't easy with me. Basically in life, there are times where I feel like taking my life because I don't feel fulfilled, and I feel like I fail my parents. I fail everybody around me. That's not the kind of life I grew up as a little child would be.
So just please tell me about this feeling of having to take your life. What were the things that actually prompted you to that level of depression, and how did you handle it? How did you feel?
Yeah, basically, being alive is the most important thing. And knowing the fact that when I kill myself, if I kill myself right now, where am I going to? Basically, and everything has a reason. Every single time I have a reason, and killing myself is not it's not the way for me. I mean, what am I going to say to God when I leave here that I killed myself?
Okay, what kind of problems have you thought about that has made you to feel like taking your life?
Failing as a human. Success everybody in this life wants success.
What would make you feel successful?
I fail in education. I fail as a human, providing for my family, even though they are supposed to be the foundation, the way to my success, but I think like I fail because I fucked up in many ways. Many ways I have fucked up.
Tell me one or two of the ways you think you have messed up.
Decision making.
What kind of decisions have you made that you think have messed up your life?
During my days at my place, I mean, working tirelessly, waking up by 4 a.m. in the morning, coming back home 6, 7, hustling with all of my strength, and basically I use the money, most of the money I use them lavishly without doing the necessary things for me to do with them. That's the most decisions that I've made that up to now I wasn't been able to forgive myself.
Okay, when you say lavishly, does it include picking up women, drinking, and all of those things?
No, when making decision in life, I think I've made quite bad decision in my life, spending money on clothes that are not necessary at that moment, and buying things that I don't need at that moment, not thinking that I have relied on my parents during those times, thinking that things are going to be better, because my father has been promising us many times and been hoping that things are going to get better one day, which I don't think there's any better days coming from my father's side. And secondly, I have brother's father, younger brother, who works at PW, and he worked as a fuel clerk. Fuel clerk means fuel, there's no way fuel will come into the yard without his knowledge or go out without his knowledge. So basically he was rich, and he was rich because my father gave him the job. My father was supposed to take that job, but instead of him, he decided to give it to his younger brother. And he promised us everything, and at the end of the day, he denied in front of everybody, his mother, his brother, and everybody, that he didn't promise anything to us. So basically, that time I was broken. From that day, I decided not to trust anybody who opens his mouth and promise me anything, because this is my blood, my father's younger brother, which he was in that position because of him. He promised everything, any kind of school I decided to go. If I want to go, he would take me, and all of a sudden, he denied everything, that he didn't promise anything like that. Not like he don't have the money, but he decided not to do it. And now he lost everything.
Oh, he has lost everything.
He lost everything.
So how is the relationship now with the family, with you, and knowing that he denied you?
We don't have any relationship with me and him, even though it's not like I have a grudges with him, but I don't always feel like going close to him. I have his number, but even if I have airtime in my phone, I don't feel like calling him, because up to now I feel hurt. I feel disappointed and I feel broken because of that incident.
Okay, is there something you think that you lack that you would want to give to your children?
Yeah, education. If there's anything, I would try my possible best, even if it will skin my body, blood. I don't mind to try and give them that life, even though I don't have that kind of life.
Why do you love education so much? You've been hinging so much on education.
I think education is the way to everything. Even if education is not putting anything on your table, but being educated is something that everybody wants to, unless you don't know what education is. Being educated, going to school going to school doesn't make you educated. There are many educated people, but still they are uneducated, they are illiterate. So, but going to school, knowing what school is, I think is the right thing in this life. Because I have made, as I said, I have made a lot of decisions that I think if I'm educated, I wouldn't be able to make those decisions. That makes me a failure at that position.
Okay, so if you would want to advise somebody that has gone through this experience, what would you tell the person?
Leave every materialistic things. Wearing fancy things doesn't make you count you among the big boys. I mean, I have lived that kind of life. I mean, wearing fancy clothes, spending money on clothes, which it will be useful if you invested your knowledge. That's the most mistake that I have made, and I can't go back right now because I have made them, unless I recall and amend them in things that are going to happen in the future.
Okay. Do you think that you are wiser now? You can make better decisions now?
Very wiser than before. I mean, people grow in time. You know, there are many decisions that I've made in past, and right now I realize each right now has taught me that, yeah, you have to do better.
Okay. Do you also think that you were supposed to go through these experiences for you to become better? Do you think those experiences were necessary for you to become a better person?
Yeah. I mean, growing up as a poor kid, I mean, I don't really need that, because growing up as a kid, as a poor kid, I mean, it's a lot of lesson for me to know that in this life, you have to try something for yourself. Don't rely on anybody. That's the worst mistake that got me to this position now, which I regretted for the rest of my life.
Is there something you think you can do to give you hope? That would give you hope?
Yeah. Like I said, I am alive now. I will keep pushing until I'm no more. Keep pushing until I'm no more. There's no limit, and there's no age in success. Success comes anytime, any day. Even success even comes at your 70s, at your 80s, but life is too short. Life is too short. I don't know how many years remain for me to live.
But do you want to live till you're 70? Do you fancy old age? Do you want to live till you're 80? Thereabout?
I mean, being as a, in this current situation, I mean, I don't pray for me to keep living like this, and I don't pray to be in my 70s in this condition. I don't want to.
Okay, so tell me about your religious life. Do you have a relationship with God?
Yeah, I do.
Are you sure?
Sure.
What is your relationship with God like?
I pray a lot because I grew up in a family whereby everybody prays, and having a reverend father in our family and Catholic, I mean, we are very prayerful. Every morning before we sleep, we do family devotion and the rest. I mean, yeah, I have a relationship with God.
Okay, do you believe that God can come through for you?
Sure,
Okay,
sure.
that's alright. Mr. Daniel, thank you so much for coming through.
You're welcome.
I wish you all the best in life,
Thank you.
and I hope that all your ambitions and aspirations, they do come true.
Amen.
Things are going to get better.
Hopefully.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.